With the Strategic Petroleum Reserve being pushed aside, what's in store for our country? What company has a new natural gas technology plan? Which company is looking at extreme ways of alternative fuels? And whose company is reducing flaring? Stay tuned for all this and more when we come back. Hello and welcome back to EnergyScout News and Information, your source for the energy industry. I'm your host, Reb Byers. Today's segment will focus on major producers within the energy industry. And breaking news, if security is tight here at the United States Strategic Petroleum Reserve, there's a very good reason for that. With crude prices rising, the value of the nation's vast emergency oil stockpile is increasing at almost a daily rate. That makes Freeport's Bryan Mound the biggest of the reserves, with 4 underground storage sites, a Texas-sized Fort Knox of black gold. So the real question is at stake here, is Congress right to halt shipments to this stockpile, or are we at risk for ruining future supplies? Please email us your thoughts. Now, yesterday we had a questionnaire about who's to blame for current prices, and we received some responses from the viewers. Tiffany Rogers has said that the government is to blame because they aren't doing their part by putting a cap on the prices at the pump. Another viewer, William Brown, had said that Democrats are refusing to release their hold on the environment by not allowing more exploration in the states. As always, your thoughts are welcome, so be sure to contact us at EnergyScout.com. In other news, as part of ExxonMobil's continuing effort to bring much-needed energy supplies to the United States and meet the country's growing demand, the company has announced plans to seek regulatory approval for a floating liquefied natural gas receiving terminal, which is to be built about 20 miles off the New Jersey coast. Now, I know it sounds a little James Bondish, but the project known as the Blue Ocean Energy will have planned capacity to deliver about 1.2 billion cubic feet per day of clean-burning natural gas. Now, this is enough to meet the daily needs of 5 million residential customers. The startup is anticipated by the middle of the next decade after regulatory approval is met. Now let's see what else is happening in the energy industry. ConocoPhillips has developed technology to turn coal into a synthetic natural gas. Now, this is turning solid bitumen into synthetic fuel in Canada's vast oil sands. Now, the idea seems fair, but apparently even the far-stretched ideas are being taken seriously. Conoco is working with Tyson Chicken to produce diesel from animal fat. So now you know why the chicken crossed the road. Now, the company is trying to decide whether to develop the coal technology with partner Peabody Energy for further outsourcing energy or simply to sell it. Chevron Nigeria Limited seems to be losing their flair. No, really. They recently announced to spend $8 billion on projects to reduce gas flaring in Nigeria, joining its peers of world oil majors and tapping into alternative resources and adopting new energy developing technologies. Through this innovative drive, Chevron wanted to stop traditional oil drilling model in its ages-old oil fields in Nigeria, aiming to make full use of the gas produced along with crude, as well as to avoid Nigerian government's fines against the environmental unfriendly methods of gas flaring. It's time once again for our market numbers, so let's take a look at our leaders and laggards. In oil and gas, crude oil is down $1.76 to $130.43, and it just won't let go of that $130. Natural gas is up 12 cents to $11.98, getting close to that $12 soon, I see. Well, now let's regroup after we take a look at this week's mergers and acquisitions. In strange news today, a man who sells ghosts. Take a look.
St. Johns County, there's a little shed that's considered haunted because inside, John Deese says he's storing ghosts.
This was actually caught in Decatur County, Georgia,
Oh.
from an old farmhouse.
Deese sells these, ghosts in a bottle. You can buy them online. How does one go about getting a ghost in a bottle?
I will say that, if you went to Kentucky Fried Chicken, you wouldn't ask for the secret recipe, but we definitely have a secret recipe.
Deese tells us he contracts with professional ghost catchers around the country who stop the phantasms in a bottle. Then he sells them to buyers intrigued by the supernatural.
And they'll go in and catch them from, haunted establishments, cars, hotels.
Yeah, I'd have to say that with the amount of bottles he had to drink, it would make anybody believe they could fit a ghost in a jar. And that's it for today's Energy Headlines. Be sure to check out our website daily for up-to-date rig counts and company information. And remember, if you have any news in your neck of the woods, be sure to contact us at EnergyScout.com. Don't forget to stay tuned with us tomorrow. We will take a look at independent producers within the energy industry. For Energy Scout news and information, I'm your host, Reb Byers.
Can you see it? It's here, 175 miles off the coast of Louisiana. It's your commute, your flight to Phoenix, your way of life. Here, more than 28,000 feet below the surface, in a place experts thought impossible to reach, setting half a dozen world records for technological innovation without a single safety or environmental incident. Every day the world demands more energy, and every day it gets harder to find. So every day we push technology. We seek alternatives, but we also attempt the extraordinary to power the world right now. This is the power of human energy.